Good afternoon, boys and girls. I am just hoping and praying that y'all see my other video. I'm exhausted today. My body has conked the freak out. You hear me? The bones are cracking. I'm not in pain. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And it's about 4 o'clock, something like that. And I'm waiting on like the 9 to 5 stuff. And then I have to wait on a call. I asked for some help. And hopefully I can get it. But I kid you not, I am sitting here freaking cracking up inside. I kid you not. One of the things I cannot stand is the fact that I laugh so damn loud, boys and girls, because I be trying not to laugh because you know my neighbors sleep right there and everything. So I am trying. But I was on Facebook. Somebody made this post and it was so funny telling you all of these things to do to the spam callers. And then today I looked up on one, but it wasn't one, it was the third one. And I was like, I'm just going to have to go there. And I did it, but I clicked the video to record. So I did it on video. And I am so tired, boys and girls. But you want to know something? I did do a few things, but I had to sit at my computer desk to get them done. Or if I'd have laid down, I'd have just dropped out sleep. So now I'm sitting here. I just fixed me some food, and you know what? I actually fixed what I didn't want to eat, but didn't want to eat it. Purchased it. Knew what I purchased it for a mercy meal. And guess what? I sure enough went in that damn cabinet and I got it. So my mercy meal is cooling off right now. So I used Chef Boyardee pasta, and I put seasoning on it, and butter and all that other stuff, and I cooked it on maybe like 4 minutes to allow it to get in there. The reason why I say this is mercy meal is because I wouldn't want this on just a regular day. This is definitely not a meal for me. I am not going to ever say I won't eat it, but I surely didn't want to eat it anymore. But I did know that I have to cushion my fall in that pantry sometime. What made me realize I had it, because I completely just closed the pantry and I said, you know what, whatever it will be, it will be. What made me realize I had it is that I was in another group this morning and waiting for customer service to come back on. I just dilly dallied on into some groups, and this person said that so many people are um, saying how they have this garden and they are growing all of this and they're growing all of that, but what they're not realizing is that it's something that can happen that's going to wipe out the possibility to garden and to grow. So what you need is what you have access to in a can. So it may not be what I want to eat. It is going to be what it's going to be, because even the man said, when he said it, he said what it looks like is that there's a person high up on the totem pole, and it looks as if he's going to make it to the point where people are going to be trying to kick down other people's doors to get in, not for what they have in their garden, what they have in their damn pantry. So I already said I did not want to do any food shopping, and I didn't want to take this. And you know what I said? The girl is tired, but you know what? I'm going through every damn cabinet up in here, tired or no tired. I'm gonna find me some bags. Yeah, I'm getting them damn potatoes in the can. The hell I am. Yes, I am. Yep. Because you know what? I know what it feels like to not have shelter. I know what it feels like not to have food. I know all of that. But I also know one thing. If I have the wherewithal, even a little bit, the possibility of what if is always out there. And that man is right. He said, even if I don't, we don't, you don't, it doesn't matter. For at least the next 3 years, we need to be stockpiling cans anywhere we can. Now, when I read that, I'm like, damn. I still, if anything happens, just say anything happens, I'm definitely not leaving this apartment. Absolutely. Because you know what I thought about? All of that garbage out there that bothers me may not bother me when it's so it may get, because This closet space up in here, this is real good real estate. You hear me? So I said, I'm going to do everything I have to do. Now, I don't transfer my phone. I'm going to call electricity. I'm going to do it all. But I am still waiting. And everything so far is already done. But I said, you know what? That man makes perfect sense. Now, in my room, I already said I wasn't going to take a few of the shelving units, whatever the case may be. But you know what? I just realized something. I have a very small bedroom, and I already got rid of 2 tables. Now I said, you know what? I'm gonna figure out some more I can downsize. And now I know I'm gonna do the best I can to use one wall for my shelving, the other wall for my table, and then the other wall for my damn pantry, because I was going to put a sleeping thing there just in case the noise, from the other tenant is too much for me to deal with. God forbid if there's children in there with no home. When I say that, I need to fix that. God forbid if I move next door to someone who has access to loudness all day, I would need another space to sleep. And it may be this wall that I can sleep on. So I want to make sure I can have my full-size bed in the living room where my bedroom will be. And then in my other room, I want a twin-size bed or a pull-out couch. And since I have access to the fundamentals to get those type of things, I'm going to make sure I have space so I can have my stuff. The only thing is, I'm a weird type of person, and a lot of people don't realize the screen of your computer should never face where company in your home sit. And I learned a very, very, very valuable lesson that a person can play friend to you and they be your enemy. So I have to be mindful. King, I would like to ask for your address. And then I would like to ask you not to leave a comment if you see what you're going to get on this YouTube. Please don't do that. But I am so thankful to you for something, and you don't need to know why. So there goes that. But only in the United States, because I don't have too much anything else anywhere else. Anyway, only if you choose, because you know what they say, honey. You have to be careful who you get your address to. But I'm so thankful. Now I have raviolis with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of salt, a little bit of cilantro, all of the beautiful things. And honey, it is gonna be prime real estate for me up in here today. I was talking to someone a few weeks ago, and I mentioned spices and stuff, and then I heard, I don't cook with cilantro and oregano. So then I remembered something very clear. So I shut down in kindness and left it right there. Left it right there. Boys and girls, I'm so happy. Oh, freak. Okay, I got an appointment. Oh my goodness. I was remembering. That's why I'm awake. Okay. Okay. Says spam. Okay. I gotta be out. I gotta be out. I'm not missing this appointment. Absolutely not gonna miss this appointment. Oh my goodness. Mm. 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 And now that I'm going outside, I have to take my bladder pill because we don't want to be using a public bathroom. I try not to take my pill until nighttime. Let me tell you what this is. Let me tell you. Gemtesa. They're really good pills. Gemtesa. Now, I don't know. They're really good pills. Whenever I'm going outside, I take one. Oh my goodness. Boys and girls, that phone call was so funny. Woo, child. Ooh, I can't wait till the next spam call, man. I'm going to look for that listed on a computer so I can read it and get the next one. It was like 11, 12, some of the, I kid you not. Ooh, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. And I'm so sorry. That man, I've asked him quite often. I said, you don't hear me laughing? He said, no. He said, I be so tired. He said, when I conk out. But you know reason why I don't believe that? I think he's just being kind because his phone rang, and I hear his phone ring, and I hear, who is it? I'm asleep. Or, I'm on my way. I'm coming right now. So if I can hear that, how can you not hear me in here cracking the heck up? It doesn't matter. I'm just hoping and praying that I can find on Temu some of them noise canceling things on the wall, something pretty that I could put up on my walls and I blast it everywhere. Cause honey, I get to laughing and it get real stupid up in here, especially when I talk to one of my friends. Oh my goodness! Before I unplugged my phone last night, she called me again, and I told her, I said, I am headed for the night-nightville, and I am going to unplug this phone. But honey, you talking about somebody, I told her before, I said, girl, I am so thankful to have you in my life. I said, because you are just plain old stupid. I said, you know, stupid is a person when they can make you laugh all the time, and she is 100% real, you hear me? But I just love to laugh. And anybody who lives by themselves and go through emotional stuff needs to laugh every now and then. But oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It is something around me that's making this part of my nose itch. Something, I haven't figured it out. Now I have no hairspray and all that. I'm not doing any of those things. But it's something, and I'm not sure. I kind of think I know what it is. I think it's my incense, but I need my incense because I need scent. But I don't have that. I don't have headaches, migraines, and all that I used to have from that, and I don't have that. So, I thought my yellow sugar packets was causing my migraines. I thought it was the coffee. I thought it was everything, but it was that scent. Mm, mm. Honey, I just switched my phone to Verizon. Now, I had Verizon before, and then they went up in the price, so I had to change back to Spectrum. They left this device in my closet, really high up. Nobody won't unplug it because you can see that it still has some life in it. You know, when I say life, I mean electricity. So I called them today. I told them I'm leaving. I need them to get that box out of there because they're charging me for something that I have no access to. Taking it down. So the lady looked and she saw there was outstanding bill. She saw what it was for. So then after all of what I went through, she said to me something to the fact that I didn't return the device. I said, Miss, did you notice that that's what I called you for? I can't take it down. And no one that I asked is going to take it down. It has live electricity in it. So she switched me to someone else, and they just dismantled the bill. And then I said to her, I said, well, I would like you to check my upcoming address to see if you service that address, if possible. So she did and checked it, and yes, they do service the address. Because what I didn't realize is that the phone companies, say there's 2 or 3 in your area, they know exactly which units they service. So when I learned that, I said I just have to call, and when they ask me the unit, I just give it to them. So I gave them the unit. Yes, they did. So I said, okay, well, let's get this moving on it because I need my service on before I get in. So she did it. Now the installation is going to be on the 1st. Move out for here is the 30th, and between the 15th and the 30th, I should have my key. And the day I get my key, whether I sleep there or not, does not matter. But the day I get my keys, the day I'm going to be on that road. So here goes that. I didn't get any information. I keep looking over there because my email is up. I'm waiting for an email, but mm-mm, mm-mm. I have no rights to that music. If you heard it, just saying. I kid you not. This doesn't taste bad with the oregano and everything I put in there. This is a meal I can eat from now and then. But that man in that group was making a whole lot of sense because he said, you know, relying on what's in your freezer and all these pounds of meat and all, he said that's not what you need to be focused on. You need to be focused on what you can eat and have an excess amount of can openers and stuff. So I'm so thankful. So now I know when we had a blackout in this town, this building did not run out of lights. I kid you not. Look out there, you see not even a street light, not a building light, not a unit light, not a nothing light. And a lot of people had to come here to sleep in the lobby. And there was a time that I had an air mattress, and I just, you know, whatever with the air mattress, but that was it. And I said, you know what? Sometimes you don't know when you can have something that someone else needs. But there was people in the lobby sleeping in wheelchairs and stuff like that. But they were calling for all kind of whatever help you can give. But I kid you not. You know, one of the things that's hard now, that fire that we just had a few months ago, those people were literally displaced. They were staying in a school at one point, and the school couldn't house them anymore. So some of them went to shelters. Some of the shelters was full. But just say you're in a community and like all of this stuff happened, and you have access to a little space on your floor. Now I'm not talking about someone who is like mentally unstable that you just can't put around anyone else. I'm talking about a mother and a child that may be able to couch on somebody's floor. You can't even do that with the way this place is, because not this place is I'm talking about the rules and regulations of some of these outlets that we have to rely on for support, because then they say, you let someone in, and we should be able to be kind, caring, and compassionate regardless of whatever needs we may have. You understand? So it is what it is. But I don't understand some of the stuff that I have access to. Now, I was supposed to leave one of the groups, but I didn't clearly I didn't leave. And obviously I got really tired, so I didn't wash my pan that's in that kitchen sink. I didn't do anything. What I did do was almost fall and drop the chicken bone. And because I was trying not to fall on the edge of that kitchen sink, when I stabilized myself, I ended up coming in my room, and I said, I'm not leaving my room, not even for anything to drink. And that is one of the reasons why I am so thankful for this freaking cup right here, because it holds a lot of water. So I ended up going sometime in the daylight in the kitchen, and I'm like, I looked on the floor, and I'm like, ooh, I wouldn't want somebody else to see that chicken bone on the floor, but I couldn't pick it up, so I did what I did. But of course, I picked it up now. And what I actually want to do is pull out the garbage can and all the little bottles, the cleaning supplies by the garbage, and just start scrubbing the floor, the walls, whatever. I just want to do as much as I can. But you know what I said? I have been on this camera doing everything I can. I actually can't do it all. I can't do it all. Now, I did outsource a little bit of help, and the person said give them a few minutes to call me back. And so it's been almost 2 hours, and I didn't get a call back. But the person has their own business, and waiting is my priority and my obligation and my right if I'm reaching out asking you for help. So there goes that. So I kind of maybe don't want to go to my doctor's appointment, because then I might get a call shortly after 4. But hopefully the call comes on my other phone, or at least a text. But I'm sick and tired of what's going on right now. I'm sick and tired of it, because I kid you not, it is hard in one sense and a blessing in another. But I had to sit down and say to myself, I know I need to go to the emergency room. I'm suffering with exhaustion and stuff like that. But what if I'm in there and they admit me for like 8, 9 days? I can't afford that. And I know what happened to somebody in the hospital one time. She was in there acting the ass, and her house and appointment came up, and she had just told them all kind of things that they can do to her body parts, and they was not letting her out. And guess what? She is out there on the streets, right there on that street right there. But I'm not going to hospital between now and the time I get my house key. I don't care if I get my house key and end up in the hospital and they think I abandoned this and threw all my stuff out. I wouldn't even care about that. I would make sure, to the best of my ability, my legal documents was in my bag. I still don't know yet which bag my social security card and my thing in there, but I plan on having as much control over what goes into my vehicle as possible. But sometimes we have to do what is best for us. Absolutely. Mm, 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 mm. I just have these videos with these studios running across my screen. It's so nice. That's what I listen to sometimes. That little bit of music. Mm, 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 mm. Let me see if anybody saw my video. You know what y'all did? Now somebody is being bad. Somebody watching my channel is being bad, and y'all do not. I have no right to even tell y'all how bad y'all did me dirty. I don't want to tell y'all because MJ is gonna be the first person to notice it, and she's gonna comment. But there's something that y'all clearly missed in one of my videos, and I've been trying to see a comment on that video, but I know it's gonna be MJ to see that video. I have one thumbs up, and that person did not watch that video. Absolutely couldn't have watched it. There's no way they could see what happened to me in that video and not comment. So I'm gonna leave y'all alone, buddies. We still friends. We still friends. But someone thumbs up the video, but they didn't watch the video. That's why sometimes you can tell when someone doesn't watch the video. But you can just go into the stats and see. But you don't need to do that all the time. Now the one where it says I can't hear you, that's the one I want y'all to listen to until the lady hang up on me. Oh, it was freaking priceless. It was priceless. I titled it I Can't Hear You. No views yet. No views yet, but it is what it is. Ginger and lemon. Ginger and lemon. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go now. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to my appointment today. I'm really tired, and I do want to go outside. I want to catch some of that beautiful sun, but there's no way in the world you should be outside if your body is tired. And then on top of that, to sit down. Now, I did do something great. I learned to take the last appointment of the day, which means when I go in, I'm going in and I'm coming right out. But that's the only reason why if I go, I'm going. Plus, I want to get outside for a few minutes. So, yeah, I might as well go. I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Bye-bye.